Here in Nigeria, the Code of Conduct Tribunal has adjourned the case of false asset declaration against the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, indefinitely. The tribunal announced the decision at the resumed sitting today, saying the decision is pending the determination of the application against the trial filed at the Court of Appeal. The proceedings resumed with 2 out of the 3 judges at the tribunal in attendance. They were CCT Chairman Justice Danladi Umar and Justice Julie Enabo, who ordered the suspension of Justice Onnoghen. Justice Williams Atadze, who ruled against the continuation of the case, was absent, and no reason was given for his absence. The prosecutor had informed the tribunal that the business of the day ought to be the hearing of the application on jurisdiction. However, in view of the order of the Court of Appeal, it sought for an adjournment until the hearing and determination of the appeal court. The defense did not object to the pleas of the prosecution. Meanwhile, the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Mohammed, has presided over the sitting of the Supreme Court, his first since being sworn in by the President on Friday. Before the sitting of the justices, the police were said to have stormed the office of the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria in what appeared to be a move to stop him from accessing the facility. A source at the office told Channels Television that some officers and men of the police went to the office as early as 7 a.m. today and ordered the staff who were already at their desks to leave. This comes as the National Judicial Council has fixed tomorrow, Tuesday, January the 29th, for an emergency meeting to deliberate on the suspension of Justice Onnoghen and swearing in of Justice Ibrahim Mohammed as the acting CJN. Joining us now is a lawyer, Dayo Fadino, to discuss more on this. He joins us on the phone from the UK. Hello, sir. It's great to have you on the program.
Oh, good afternoon. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Great. I'd like to begin with what your thoughts are on this controversial issue, sir.
First of all, it's quite a pity that we are going through this kind of a situation in Nigeria. In view of the fact that we are going to be having elections in about 21 days' time, and for a CGN to be suspended at this very crucial point in time is very concerning indeed. The situation as it stands, the whole thing and what the Buhari government actually did was so unconstitutional, illegal. They should have allowed due process to actually take its course, and that's not actually been allowed in this very particular situation. It's sad, really, that we are going through this in view of how the whole world will be looking at us and how independent our judiciary should be when it comes to the election period.
You're based in the UK, sir, and the UK has weighed in on the issue. But what are Nigerians there saying concerning this?
The Nigerians have actually discussed this matter. I've read, particularly in the UK, because I'm based in the UK. They are quite concerned about what's going on at this point in time, and they are not too clear as to what was the rationale, what was the basis behind the federal government suspending the CJ at this point in time, when things when it could actually hit up the polity of Nigeria at this point.
What do you make, if you can hear me, what do you make of the interference by the UK and the United States?
Well, the United States and UK are friends of Nigeria, and I think they're entitled to at least give their opinion as to what the situation is concerning the suspension of the CJ. We should remember, we should at least bear in mind that whatever system we are practicing in the UK, in Nigeria, particularly to do with our politics, our way of actually running the government, our judiciary, our legislature, all this, the ways of actually running the government were taken after the UK and the US. So, of course, they have that right to be able to at least say one or two things as friends of Nigeria. And we should also bear in mind that if things should go wrong during the elections, where maybe there is a crisis, a state of anarchy in Nigeria, the two major countries that will bear that brunt when it comes to trying to, take care of people who are trying to run away from Nigeria or a war situation, it will be these two countries. So of course, and likewise the EU. So of course, they have that reason and right to be able to at least ask questions concerning what's going on with Nigeria, to do with what happened 2-3 days ago.
Mr. Dayo Fadino, thank you for joining us on Network Africa and giving us your thoughts on that issue.